IC standoff. Government hints at accommodating ship workers, but offers no time. A very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum of Industries with Big Stone. Another scenario. Trapped Jamaicans at sea. Still no hasty decision. Let's take a look at the news. Despite the Jamaican government insistence that it has not granted approval for Royal Caribbean Cruise Line ship with 1,044 Jamaican crew to dock in Falmouth today, there are indications that the administration might allow the returnees to disembark after quarantine and other logistical arrangements are confirmed later this week. But the cruise ship might remain in the limbo at seas as the government has not given a hard timeline for disembarkation as negotiations are still underway. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has emphasized that the Port Authority of Jamaica had informed him that no approval had been given for any ships to be docked. Yesterday, both the People's National Party and Jennifer Housen, an attorney who says she is representing more than 50 Jamaicans on board, insisted that the Royal Caribbean cruise liner Adventures of the Sea was sailing towards Jamaica. However, sources closest to Jamaica House indicate that Royal Caribbean, whose business has capsized under the weight of a fallout in global travel linked to the COVID-19 pandemic, appear to be seeking to twist the government's arm. If it is true that the ship intends to sail into Jamaica waters without formal approval or even courtesy of notice, while discussions are still ongoing, then this would represent a serious departure from good maritime practice, a serious breach of good health and the cooperative nature of the dialogue we have been having on this matter, Holness said in a statement late last night. Indeed, this would not be the spirit of the good relations Jamaica has had with RCCL over the years. Holness admitted that the government has been in negotiation with the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line on facilitating the return of Jamaican ship workers while fulfilling the minimum 14-day COVID-19 quarantine requirement. The last correspondence the government received, Holness said, was a request made on May 15 for a conference call with relevant agency to iron out details under the so-called program of controlled re-entry. We want to get our Jamaicans back home to their family and loved ones. We understand the frustration of being at sea for such a long time, and now the anticipation of being close to home on the final leg of the journey, Holness said. But Housen has accused the administration of sidestepping national as tension rise amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The attorney leveled the accusation as she pressed the government to allow the crew members to disembark the ship and go home to their families without state quarantine. Housen further charged that it appears that cabinet ministers have abrogated their responsibilities. The newspaper analysts show that the price tag to house and feed 1,044 nationals stand at about $170 million for 14 days at US $80 per day or $200 million at US $100 per day, to be borne by taxpayer if the government foots the entire bill. Housen had written the government requesting that it confirm whether her clients would be allowed to disembark on May 23, 2020, once they arrive in Jamaican port, and that the period served in quarantine on board the vessel be taken into account. The attorney noted that her clients had completed their online application through the JAM COVID-19 app, which would have informed the government of their impending arrival. It is my client's contention that the government of Jamaica, in communication with the cruise line as far back as mid-March 2020, had requested that my clients, along with other crew members across the fleet, be quarantined and isolated. Their further understanding was that the government of Jamaica request for their isolation was in preparation for them being able to immediately disembark. All of my clients have been in isolation now for well over 14 days, some from as far back as March 16, 2020. This means that these Jamaican nationals have been in a ship cabin without personal contact for the last 2 months, Hauser said. But Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said that the government had a responsibility to ensure the safety of all and was moving to identify and mobilize the resources required to reduce or eliminate the risk associated with the repatriation exercise. The government is ensuring that all support can be provided once agreement has been reached on the terms and date of arrival in accordance with the appropriate international laws and the laws of Jamaica, Tufton said. Why hasn't the army been called out now? Who is managing the protocol here? There are questions in Jamaican people really need to ask, Anna said. Already, 6 crew members who were let into the island and who had been staying on the Maranello Discovery 2 ship have tested positive for COVID-19 on their arrival in the island more than a week ago. The saga continues, Jamaica. Yet more Jamaicans stranded at sea. Let's see how this one play out. Is the Jamaican government moving speedily enough to exercise the right of the Jamaican citizen to re-enter their homeland without hindrance? Or they're just practicing the necessary precautionary protocol that is needed to protect the other inhabitants of Jamaica? Now I understand, as the government, they must be careful in making certain decisions. We would not want to have 1,044 people, especially if they're carrying the COVID-19 virus and we are not sure of their status. But guess what? Let's wait and see how this all play out. Let's see how you comment in the comment section. Let's hear from you, Jamaican, in Jamaica, or let's hear from you, Jamaicans abroad. It is a story that we're keeping our eye on. Thank you very much for watching, and please do have a safe day. Thank you.